Hey. Oh. What did Will decide to do?
Al took him over to Kim's.
For how long? Overnight?
I don't know, maybe overnight. Maybe forever, I have no idea.
Sorry. I know how hard this must be on you.
Me? You're the one who's been terrorized.
But I know how much you love him. And I love him, too. I mean, it broke my heart to see him standing there with a doll dressed like Cabot. I never imagined that he was so disturbed.
Yeah. I'm having a hard time believing that myself.
Look, but I meant what I said. I want him to get the best care available. I've heard fantastic things about this place in Switzerland.
Whoa, wait a second. Hold on. One step at a time here.
Oh, no, I'm not saying that he can't come back here to live with us eventually. I just think that he needs intensive therapy. And there's no shame in that, okay? The only shame is not getting help.
I agree. But before we do anything, we better be damn sure that his will is doing this.
After tonight, you can't imagine that he's innocent.
Dad, I'm really not in the mood for cheeseburgers right now.
Oh, you're always in a mood for a cheeseburger. You could have a cheeseburger for breakfast, lunch, and dinner if you had a chance.
Save it. I know how this ends. You're gonna try and put me in a good mood, and we're gonna have a few laughs, and then you'll convince me to go back to Paul's, but it's not gonna work this time.
All right, well, maybe it is a good idea for you to go and stay at Kim and Bob's for a while until things cool off. All right. Not bad, huh? Hey, here's an idea. What do you say we touch base with your doctor and let him know what's going on?
Dad, I never would have thought that you'd think I was going crazy, too.
I didn't say that. It's a tune-up. It's not a bad thing. You go in there, you have them look at you, and you talk to them.
For what?
If they check you out and find out that you're okay, you get everybody off your back.
If they find out I'm okay?
You know what I mean.
Dad, if I go back there, they will lock me up.
You don't know that.
I do, Dad. I've been being blamed for stuff my entire life that I didn't do. Allison did it to me, Mom did it to me, and now you and Paul and Rosanna are trying to do it to me. Dad, why won't you just believe me?
Relax, will you? Let's just talk.
There's nothing left to talk about, Dad. There was a woman in that house, Dad. I found her there, and she took off running.
And you don't know who she is?
Dad, if I told you, then you'd really want me locked up for good.
Your point of view is invalid. What I am saying is that I'm not completely convinced that Will would be able to look me in the eye and lie to me.
Which means that...
Look, I'm not taking any of this lightly, okay? And I'm not going to let anything happen to you. That's why I called Hal, but I'm just having a hard time believing that Will could do any of this.
Maybe you're right. You know, maybe there is an explanation. I hope so. I do. For everyone's sake.
Let's just table this discussion until we talk to your doctor.
Dad, did you hear anything I just said?
I heard everything you said, Will.
Dad, it was a woman, okay, with blonde hair. She was in that house with the stupid doll before I ever even got there. I was here at Al's with Allison, who I think is the only person in town who doesn't think I'm a raving lunatic.
I've already told you this, but I'll tell you again. Nobody broke into Fairwinds tonight.
Well, maybe they got in without breaking in. Dad, you're a cop. Do the math. Figure it out. It wasn't me. Forget it. You know what? I'm done.
All right. Fine. We'll pay the bill. We'll get out of here.
It's Emily, Dad, your own wife. And if you're not going to get to the bottom of this, then I guess it's up to me.
Bob, we're on our way. Yeah, we'll see you in a few minutes. Listen, thanks again. think that he would want to come back here.
All I've ever done is try and help this kid.
Well, I just wish you'd thought of that before you made all those accusations about him.
Well, you weren't here, Kim. You didn't see what we saw.
Look, I don't care what he's done or hasn't done. We need to find him now.
What are you doing here?
Can I come in?
Sure. What's going on?
Well, you know how I said things aren't exactly cool at Fairwinds?
Yeah, Roseanne was giving you a hard time because she kept finding stuff that reminded her of Cabot.
Right, and now my dad is convinced that I'm the one to blame, except I'm not, I swear. I think someone's trying to set me up, or they have it in for Rosanna, and Dad's talking about calling the hospital, which is code for lock me up and throw away the key.
No, Hal wouldn't do that.
He wouldn't have a choice. If they found out about this, the state hospital would lock me up in a heartbeat. You've got to help me.
Okay, whatever you need.
Can I stay here? It's just so I can crash for a while until I figure out what's happening.
Well, I'd love to help you, but...
What, you don't believe me?
No, it's not that. I know that you're telling me the truth. It's
Well, why can't I stay here?
because I don't live here anymore.
You just called me an idiot?
I take no for an answer, and it was working at first, but I guess, I don't know, I got on his nerves or something. But he's walking and he has a job, so...
Because of you.
No, he would have done the physical therapy and gotten a job. But I don't know, I probably should have been more patient, because now it's like he hates me.
You're being way too hard on yourself, Allison. He doesn't hate you. I'm sure he's just lashing out at you because you're there.
Why are you being so nice to me? You got sent to the mental hospital because of me.
And how old were we? People change, Allison. You have to let them. I'm not the same person I was when I spiked Rose's mouthwash. And if people would just believe that, then...
Do you think that's why Roseanne is accusing you?
Of course it is. She thinks I have it in for her because she married my brother, but I love the fact that she married Paul. And the only person hearing me now is my mother, and she doesn't count.
No, I'm hearing you, and I'm not going to let them take you back to that hospital.
Well, I appreciate the thought, but I need a place to hide, and seeing as how you're out of here, then I'm out of options.
No, I'm on your side, don't forget.
Why was I worried?
So let's find you someplace safe.
Will says that he saw a woman, a blonde woman, here in the house when he came home. That when he tried to stop her, she pushed a doll into his arms and then ran off.
Yes, but he didn't say who this mysterious woman was.
Well, it was dark.
Oh, come on, that's a little convenient, don't you think? I mean, we saw him with the doll in his hands. Then he comes up with this excuse that it was some strange woman in the house. I mean, you said yourself there was no sign of a break-in.
All I'm saying is that if he didn't do it...
But he did do it. He did it. We know he did it. And we know why. Because I married his brother.
Did he say anything that would suggest to you where he might have gone?
No. But I did suggest to him that it might be a good idea to see his doctor.
Well, no wonder he ran away, huh?
Oh, what would you have me do, Paul? You're absolutely convinced that he's terrorizing Rosanna. If that's not a sign that somebody should be having a conversation with their shrink, I don't know what is. Not that I'm entirely convinced that he's responsible for any of this.
You know something? Standing here and blaming one another doesn't solve anything. You need to find him.
Look, if he's convinced that we're going to take him back to this hospital, he's gonna run and never look back.
Wait a minute. He's gonna need money. Does BRO have any cash on hand?
There's $1,000 in my desk. If he calls...
I'll let you know, I promise. Well, I guess there's nothing for us to do but wait.
Actually, I have an idea.
Should I turn the lights off?
No, just leave it. It'll make it easier for when Aaron gets back. Well, how about you, me, and Will Munson?
Look, if you would be willing to just humor me, let's kind of just run through everything that's happened. Now, who knows, maybe just hearing it, you know, I'll recognize something that slipped by.
Kim, I would be happy to tell you what happened.